When you introduce the problem, sell us the solution. In this video, I'm going to be focusing on Malvira, which is the new defender that is being introduced into the game. She has Northern Cultist dual faction designation, and her kit is amazing. She's essentially meant to survive the worst of the worst. Essentially, is what happens. She can definitely take a couple hits. Everything's about these stacks of resentment when it comes to her kit. Okay, each one of these allows her to reduce the damage that she takes by 3%. She can stack up to 5 of these, which then allows her to get it up to 15% if you do get to the max stack. Not only that, she also deals damage based off max HP. So just to start, you already have 10% damage reduction, and then you're adding more on top of it with all these stacks of resentment that come in. She gains 1 stack for every 2 instances of damage that she takes, and she has a 100% chance to gain 1 stack when an ally summon dies. Okay, so she's part of the cultist faction. There are cultist heroes, the summon summoners, and of course, if you put her part as a cultist, you can then take advantage of this. When she is deployed, she immediately already has 3 stacks of resentment, so you're already at 19% damage reduction. All right, so she's one of the few defenders that deals AoE damage. She can hit up to 5 enemies, and not only that, she's a 2-tile defender, so she can actually extend out and deal damage in a long distance. If you skill this up, Spirit Shield, when she's taking direct damage, she has a 20% chance to get a shield equal to 10% max HP for 5 seconds. This is evident from some of the trials that I did. And when the resentment reaches full stacks, the next basic attack consumes 1 of the stacks and deals a 200% AoE damage instead. She has the Oath of the Dam. This is phenomenal as well because this kind of times with the cycling of the new drakeschasm mode, Abyss 1. When taking fatal damage, it consumes 3 stacks of this resentment and enters an unyielding state that can last for up to 6 seconds, and then it triggers every 60 seconds. So it's just once. This can recycle again, especially if you can make it a minute. Call of the Ripper is an ultimate. This is essentially what allows her to not only control some units that are range, but also will deal AoE damage to those units. So you can see her range, it extends to 5 out from where she's situated, and 1 lane beside each one from the middle range. So it's a very large 3x5 tile area. She pulls 6 enemies. Sword consumes all the hero stacks of resentment to deal 600% damage, AoE damage to up to 10 enemies, and each stack of resentment consumed increases final damage to an extra 20%. Within 10 seconds after casting the skill, increases the hero's black by 3. So not only is she pulling people in, kind of controlling them, but she gains block as well. So you could get up to 7 block with her if you put a Bastion ring on her. Let's look at her basic stats here really quick. As you can see, 24,000 HP if you go and compare it to other tanks that we have in the game. So here, I'm going to click on Torodor just to kind of get you an idea. See, 28,000. Let me go see and fish out some other ones. There's Trusk, 29,000. Procure, 29,000. The bottom line is that her HP on surface might look low, but it isn't. With everything that her kit has to offer, with the fact that she's regaining HP every time these resentments are being consumed, she's not only that, reducing the amount of damage that she's taking from her, that difference in base HP is going to be negligible. She is meant to survive. She is meant to take a hit. So Even though it is low, it is not detrimental. I mean, it maybe doesn't make her as overpowered. That's essentially probably what's coming down the line. Defense is high, it's 3742, so at least we could build her with a lot of HP at the same time keeping the defense substats. That's not bad. 19 cost, 3 block, redeployment time is 60. And then, of course, when it comes to Rage Regen, especially when she's attacked, that's a 9. It's actually decent, so she should be able to come back to it as quickly as she can. For the testing that I've done, I actually left her in an Astral Guardian set with an Unshaken will set. Essentially, she gains HP when she's deployed, so we're taking advantage of everything that her kit has to offer, especially when that shield comes into play as well. Looking at her awakenings, the first one is essentially when we use the ultimate. She applies a spirit shield to other allies within 2 tiles for 5 seconds. So essentially it's just, trying to protect any units that is around her. Now, in the clip that I collected for Abyss 1, it was A0, but you just can imagine at A1, if we were to activate the Color Reaper, then we would see the shield go around any units that might be next to her, especially during that meteorite strike. We reduce her cost by 3 at Awaken 2. Perfect. And at Awaken 3, during the Call of the Reaper, again, her ultimate only takes 80% of the incoming damage. So now we're adding even more damage reduction to her at A3. She is meant to take, she's meant to take punishment. Is essentially what the design of her. So then, after the Call of the Reaper ends, her ultimate ends, she will lose HP equal to evenly share remaining damage 1 time per second over that 10 seconds. So yeah, so she's not going to take like a big old hit. It's just going to be very incremental, right? So you're going to be able to balance that out. She gains 1200 HP on her base stats at Awaken 4, and then Awaken 5, when she is killing enemies, the hero's max HP is increased by 2%, stacking up to 10 times. So you could technically go up to 20% if you are dealing a lot of damage. Today's video sponsor is SmileOne, the official third-party payment platform for watcherofrealms, where you can always get a 10% discount on your W Gold purchases. During the period of March 7 to March 17, they will be having a special top-off rebate event where, based on the amount of W Gold that you purchase, you will get a certain tier of rebate items. So, for example, here in this tier system that I'm showing you, if you do decide, for example, to go all the way up to the 49,000 tier, you're not only going to get the rewards listed there, which include the diamonds, the rare summoning crystals, and the auto fight battles, but also you will get all the rewards that are listed on the lower tiers. Please do remember, though, that you can only claim each tier once. If you decide to purchase on W Gold during this period, please do consider using my link in the description section of this video. It will help support the channel and also give you the opportunity to get some awesome rewards while you do top off during this event. Please do remember the SmileOne is only available in the following regions: Russia, the European Union, the United States, Indonesia, Philippines, Taiwan, South Korea, and Hong Kong. Thank you to SmileOne for sponsoring today's video. Okay, so here's one area we could have a little bit of fun with her, especially when I look at that Call of Reaper and see how exactly it behaves. So no, here we're not going to be optimized for dealing a whole lot of damage. Essentially what we're doing is we're just going to try to showcase as to what she can do, and we'll also get a general idea as to how much damage she can do. So I'm going to put her right here. Ideally, I would put Cerberus in the middle here, but all I want to do right now is just look to see how well she can behave against this swarm that's coming at her. All right, we're in the boss rush now. So now let's have a little bit of fun and look to see what she can do. So here we go. And I mean, she definitely is putting up some numbers. That's not bad. 45, 62. Probably it's it's not as high as what somebody like what Kira can do here on the side, as you see, or what Ardia is doing here, but she's definitely dealing some damage of her own. All right, so remember, she has the large square too. When we activate this ultimate, she's going to be able to drag a lot of people over. So I'm going to look for an instance here where we activate that, and then we can look to see how well she does when it comes to it. So here, I'm going to activate this. I want to see how many of these she actually grabs. All right, so let's look. And do we see any migrating? Oh, there, she's pulling them. Look at that. That's all right. So she's pulling them, and now boom, that AoE damage. They're down. They are down. They're done. All right, there we go. Now we're gonna deal some more damage. Now, because I have Elder here, I'm gonna look to see as to when she's actually gaining the shield. Okay, probably gonna do this again. Oh, there's the little shield. That's the one that she gained, restoring HP. Okay, so we're gonna go do it again, and boom, there they come, and AoE damage, and they're down. They are down for the count. Not bad. She's actually handling this very well on her own. That's essentially what we wanted her to do, right? Okay. So far she's doing very well. She's taking damage. She's not losing a whole lot of health. The shields from her faction designation, and definitely the ones that she gains from the stacks of resentment, are helping her keep alive. Look at that. She just strikes it and then AoE damage. Not bad. There they go. It's actually not a bad defender when it comes to deal with swarms. So this is one of the things that I am curious about now, is that I'm gonna see if there's a way for us to test her here in GBG, because I do really want to see what her viability is. That we expect it to be that she was going to be viable, maybe in the Northern comp, maybe in the Cultist comp. You never know. But I am more interested to see how how devastating this ultimate can be against the swarms, especially with the last season, which was the season of the swarm. That's essentially what we'll be looking here, is how well she can prevent that. So a very high rage region Malvira should be able to handle that very, very well. All right, let's help her out a little. See if we can get this. Now, again, this is not the optimal way that I would have built this, but I just wanted to really see what she could do. And man, she is awesome in terms of dealing with the swarm. Now look at everything around her. So we're already lost Cerberus, but everything around her, and she is durable as durable can get. She's definitely trying to keep up. Here, let me activate this again. Oh, there you go. We're dragging people towards us. Now we're smacking them as well. So she is definitely trying to stay alive here. But look at that. Her health bar is not dropping at all. She's definitely doing a good job staying alive, restacking it, getting that extra shield for survivability. Elder is struggling. We're going to give him a shield, but he's struggling to stay alive. He went down. There's Malvira, still up. No problems there. She's still up. And there we go. We get swarmed, and definitely not a bad unit in terms of dealing with swarms and trying to stay alive during those swarms. So she is definitely a tanky unit. Okay, the other area where I wanted to bring her to just showcase her durability is here in Abyss 1 with the new dragon, the Sauryan Grimmscale. Essentially here, one of the downsides has been in terms of trying to form a competent team, right? I mean, there's some cases where we can get into 24,000, 25,000 range, but in order for us to contend with one of the meteorites, we have to keep defenders alive. That's essentially what happens here in these situations here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna kind of set things up here to start with. So let me put some units down just so we can get a general sense here. So usually I'm gonna put somebody like him here. I'm gonna put Elder just so you can kind of get a sense of how Elder takes damage as well. So we'll put him down there. I'm gonna leave her out for this. Okay, so here we go. Now, my main goal here is going to be to keep Torodor alive, at least to make it to the second round, so you can showcase the meteorites. Okay, let me see if we can keep him alive here. Seal a little bit. There we go. And okay, so now let me just go ahead and break this shield. Okay, we're in the protection mode. Let me just break this, and here we go. All right, perfect. So we broke the shield, which is what we wanted. All right, so we're gonna go through a couple rounds here where he's gonna be doing his special moves. And I'm also gonna be looking for the switch to the magic form. So I don't have a whole lot of magic dealers here, which is fine. But at least I'm gonna see if I can try to keep him alive at least. Okay, let's heal Torodor here. She's been in. Okay, so there's the lightning. There's sap number 1. And there is sap number 2. So let's hope Aileen can keep him alive for me. Okay, I'm not gonna activate his ultimate because I want to show you here the meteorite. Okay, so there is the meteorite. He's calling on the meteorite. Now this meteorite here hits you 5 times. So here's the first one, and also there is damage to the surrounding units. Essentially it's being shared. So there is the first hit that he takes. I lose Elder, and there's the last one, and it's very typical, especially for a tank of Torodor's, that he cannot stomach the 5. So sometimes he will die. Now in this case here, he didn't, right? But in the subsequent, if you make it to the next round, he takes no damage because the dragon gates attack. So essentially what he does is that he will die. So that's one of the things that we have to contend here, is trying to keep him alive. So you saw how close he came to die. All right, now let me flip this. Okay. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put everybody back in the positions that I wanted to put him in. Okay, so I think I put him here before. All right, so let's do that. Let's do this. And where did I have you? I don't know, I had you here, right? Let's put her here. And then we're gonna do this. Okay, now I'm gonna put Malvira down. All right, let's see how well she does against this. Okay, we're gonna break the shield. That's essentially what I wanted to do. Okay, let's make it to the second portion of this. One of the things I'm going to keep a track out is how many resentment stacks she has. Right now she has all 5 right there, right? So she's pretty much at the maximum stage she can to take damage right now. Okay, here we go. So she did lose some health there. Are we down? We're still at 5. Okay. And okay, Elder almost died there. That's perfectly fine. Wow, okay, that's a big hit. Let's see how much health she can gain back. I actually won her a little bit more health here. Now she's in danger right now. This Torodor could not do this. So let's see what happens here. There's 1, okay, and 2, 3, 4. Look at that. That's she did not have as much health on that bar, and I didn't activate Aileen, which is fine. Elder is down. That's expected. She was able to take those hits. She was able to reduce the amount of damage that she was taking down. She used some of her resentment stacks to remain alive, get that extra shield, and reduce the damage. This is essentially what she was made for. She was made for taking punishment. This guy deals a lot of punishment. And if we can stomach those meteorites, it gives us a chance to get to the shield that then we can bring down. Because that was the problem before, okay? If we lose the defender, then when he does his special moves to target the highest HP heroes, he will go after the platform and ground units, and he just starts picking them off. And that's what, in terms of survivability, this is exactly what we needed to be able to come back around on the next one. If we're able to break the shield, deal damage, and then by the next time she comes around, we're able to deal the meteorites again. Not only that, on top of that, she has the unyielding, just in case. So at least she's able to survive for 6 seconds. We are able to heal her. We can just reset things and make sure that she stays on the field. That's exactly what she was made for. And this is where she's going to shine. Maybe she'll shine in other areas as well. GBG, Arena. There's a lot of stuff that she can do. She's going to be a very good defender. Definitely you want to add her to your account. And you're going to need her for this. This is where she outclasses everybody else in her type. So for this video, these are the 2 areas where we can kind of see her in action here in the test server. You can kind of say what she did with large mobs in the Conqueror, what she could do in something like the Abyss, especially when we need her to take a lot of damage. Just those 2 examples should be enough of a demonstration to show you that she is a great addition to any account in the game, and definitely worth trying to get at least 1 copy of her. I tested her at A0 and she was able to do enough for me to be able to at least play around with her in something like Abyss. All the awakenings are just going to be sweeteners, and so it's up to you, especially if you're going to decide to spend on her banner as to how far you want to pursue those awakenings. But she'll be in the part of the regular pool, so you'll eventually be able to get her to A5, depending on how many summons you do. But very good defender. Can't say enough about her. She'll definitely be on top of any tier list for those that like to make them, like to talk about it. You know, she's definitely now right at the top. Thank you all very much for tuning in and watching. I will see you all on the next one. And do please remember to hit that like and subscribe button on your way out.